money off of the episodes that he wasn't here on. Like, dude,
we're docking him.
We're docking his pay.
Alright.
For those episodes.
You hear that, Harrison? We're docking your
your fucking pay, dude.
I mean, he is editing it, though, so we're kind of screwed there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What if he edits it and just makes us look like he just dubs over all our voices?
I mean, he's doing the majority of the work.
Like,
that's...
fair, I just hope that if he's doing the ghost episode, that he photoshops in, like, a big ghost over, like, Jimmy's head or something.
Did he really tell you he was afraid of the occult?
Yeah, he said he doesn't have a lot of hard lines, but the occult and demon shit is one of them. And I was like,
wait, for real?
I was like, Harrison, you're bisexual. Like, you're going to hell anyway. While you're there.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, like...
Okay, wait, I feel like I ask this every time. Are we recording?
Yes.
You need to do like a 3,
when that timer is on, we're recording.
You know,
I like more of a natural start to a podcast.
It does make it feel better.
So just every episode, I'm just gonna be like, well, "Are we fucking recording?"
Yeah. Yes.
I'm gonna say something horrible.
Somebody usually does it. Somebody usually does it on most podcasts anyway.
But that's why we fucking hired Harrison.
Like a minute or two in to be like, "Are we recording?" Like that's usually that happens.
I like it better this way because we always end up saying shit we're probably not supposed to. And then
and then people get fucking mad at me.
Yeah, mad at you, not at us.
Wait, so Harrison was just like hardcore.
Yeah, no, he's legit. He's like, no, I don't do demon shit.
That makes me want to do demon shit so much.
You know what's crazy is
we try.
I don't think Harrison's ever done any like serious drugs, because that's normally when people are like afraid of the occult. That's why.
What was that?
That was the occult.
That was the fucking occult, dude.
ODB was here.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Are we gonna talk about it? That all kind of scared us, right? After doing the Ouija board.
I figured it was probably that box that I threw back there earlier.
Yeah, it was trash,
further. Yeah.
I thought John was gonna be like, "Oh, that's my freezer. It does that all the time."
Oh, like
John was not on that page.
No, it was not my freezer. I think a box.
Yeah, that's what it sounded. It sounded like cardboard falling.
We do have a fan going, so.
Or it was the fucking demon.
Or it was the occult.
Yeah, just the demon we.
Yo, demon,
it was
that you?
The occult.
I really hope that you text us later in the group chat and just be like, dude, I'm kind of hearing noises.
I keep hearing that song from Beetlejuice, and there's like a ghost football team playing in my
Dude, I forgot to talk about my other ghost story on the last podcast.
Yeah, dude, for those of you who don't know, we just got done recording our spooky
Well, of course they know, because this is episode 3 or 4. They would have listened to the previous episode.
I'm just saying, we just start talking. Maybe they came in on this episode because they like camels.
This is supposed to be the smokers episode.
Yeah, this is the smokers episode, so maybe they like cigarettes.
I'm being haunted by a specter, though.
Jimmy, where...
The specter died of lung cancer.
Where did you get this game?
Some antique shop in Cuyahoga Falls, or North Olmsted Falls.
Yeah, I think it's Olmsted Falls. It's
second
time around.
It was in a little antique store. This is probably more haunted than the fucking Ouija.
Yeah,
by far.
Because this was put together by Big Tobacco.
Yeah, and it's a game. It's Camel. This episode is brought to you by Smoking. Camel, the brand that I used to smoke. Actually,
you used to smoke Camel?
I used to smoke Camels. Yeah.
I think we all smoked at one point on this podcast.
I used to smoke. The only Camels I used to smoke is when I would bum them off of Jimmy, or whenever I would smoke Camel. I would smoke Camel wide lights every once in a while.
That's a good point. I've always been given Camels. Like, I feel like people that smoke Camels are very generous, apparently, because that just seems to be...
I would smoke, especially in like Cleveland, Lakewood area. Everybody smokes Camel Lights, or everybody calls them Camel Blues.
Yeah, that would
this is the blue pack.
All the younger people call them Camel Blues.
Camel Blues,
because they didn't have labels.
Mm-hmm.
In high school, every pack of cigarettes said like
lights.
It would say lights or ultralights or like I don't know if I don't think American Spirits ever did though.
No, because there was only 2 packs back then. There was the blue pack and then the yellow pack.
Yes.
The blue pack was I think the lights, and then the yellow pack was
the blue pack is full flavor.
Okay, and then the yellow.
Yellow is the lights,
and now there's all kinds of crazy.
The orange are the ultralights, which are like super hard to hit. Yeah. Like, they take forever to smoke. Like, American Spirits...
Because they're just packed really tight.
Yeah, American Spirits take a long time.
Anyway. Like, in high school, you're like, oh, these are the Native American cigarettes that last super long. Yeah. But it's just packed super tight.
I think Dave Attell had a joke when Jeff Ross was calling him out for smoking on that Netflix thing.
He's like, I smoked the Indian cigarettes. They don't have any reason to be mad at us.
Yeah, right.
There's no chemicals in them. Like,
do you guys ever smoke the Camel Crush ones where like you could? Like,
I did, but I never liked them.
I hated them.
I bought them because I had coupons for them or something.
Yeah,
everybody's about it.
The beat, dude. I get you. I would because I smoked them in like high school when we would go like in ski club, and my buddy was like, "Dude, if you smoke them at like on the mountain while you're doing it, and then you crush the bead, you'll get like a rush. It'll be like you're getting high."
This was the same kid that like gave you Sharpies to sniff, right? Because it sounds like the same kid.
Yeah, it was that kid. It was that kid, the spaz kid. Yeah. I actually got into non-filters.
Yeah.
Right before I quit smoking.
That's bad.
I liked, dude. They taste better.
I bet
They taste so much
so
better.
bad.
Yeah, and they're also like $14 a pack.
What was your like regular go-to brand though?
Camel Lights, Camel Blues.
I had many.
What was your like longest one?
My first one was Marlboro Reds, as most people's are, I think, and then I went to Marlboro 27s because those came out whenever I was a senior in high school.
Mm-hmm.
They were like the new thing that everybody wanted, and then I realized those sucked, and I switched to Parliament Lights. Because they were recessed filtered, and I was like, they won't stain my teeth, like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
it sounds like it's you bargain with yourself, like these are better for me because they won't stain my teeth. And
is that when you put Coke in it and like shoved it up your nose?
No, I always thought that was like an urban legend. Like
me too. That's what somebody told me. That's why they have the little divot. You bump it in.
It doesn't make any sense. Like what? It just stays in there. Like I don't know.
You put it in your little Coke bag, and it's like a perfect key bump amount, and you go.
Oh, so is there like a dent in?
And then you smoke the cigarette. You just
the reason was so it didn't stain your teeth because the filter didn't touch your teeth. That was the whole reason.
So like, how does this work? Like, what's the design in the cigarette? Is there like a dent in like the?
No, it has a recessed filter. So the end of the cigarette has like a little gap between. It has like a little gap of paper between the filter and the end of the cigarette.
Oh, okay.
So the filter never touches your teeth.
That'd be a really dumb way to bump anything.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
that doesn't sound.
And then that's what I always thought. Then you put the cigarette in your fucking mouth after you shoved it up your nose.
That's a better point. Yeah.
So I went to Parliament, and then I went to Camel Wide Lights for a while, and then after that I went to the Yellow American Spirits, and that was what I was on until I quit. So
I was a Marlboro Black guy. I don't know. I like Marlboro Black.
How long did you smoke for?
I think a year and a half.
Were you? How bad were you?
Not that bad, honestly. I don't think I have. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
I was maybe like
personality, but like
I was maybe like a pack every week and a half. It got worse when I started doing comedy.
And, I bet.
I was like a pack every 2 days.
Really?
Yeah, and I smoked for 20 years.
20 years?
I started when I was 16. I'm 36. It's been like 3 months, I think, something like that. Yeah.
Dude, I think I don't even remember the last time I bought a pack of cigarettes. I think it's been like over a year since I bought a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just quit one day. I was like, I just put them down. Just never done it, and like I don't do it anymore. I'm not stressed. When I'm stressed, I want to smoke.
I want one. Yeah. I want one, and I know I probably will have one from time or two. Whenever I get off stage in front of like a sold out crowd.
Yeah.
Like when you murder in front of a sold out crowd, like you want a cigarette.
It's kind of like an orgasm. You're like,
sometimes when I do really good, I'm like, yeah, I want a cigarette. Or like if I'm nervous, like right before on stage,
that's a big one too.
Cigarette.
Or if I have a really bad set.
Yeah.
Like if I have a really bad set to my standards, like last night, I had a bad set. My last set of the weekend was just left a sour taste in my mouth. I had like 5 minutes.
I don't think it was that bad.
Where I didn't get any laughs. They didn't like my religious jokes, and it pissed me off, so I took a shot.
Nobody wanted to throw anything at you like they did with
With who?
But there was a group of drunk guys, and one of them said he was going to throw a cap at the headliner on stage.
Fuck.
And
this past weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah,
this was, yesterday.
And Nick, the bartender, was like, "That's not going to be good for you if you do that." Like he's
handled like a pro.
Yeah.
Like I gotta say, Nick really handled that situation.
And the dude was like,
he's the bartender.
He was the bartender before any of us started there, and then he moved on to another job, and now he's back like twice a month, maybe.
See, that's good when, like, because what would have happened if that happened and Pete wasn't there?
Yeah, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, well, Pete's, I think Tony's nephews or whoever those guys are that are always with him in the kitchen, they were there, and Tony, or I don't know who they are really, but they're part of the family somehow.
Yeah.
And then Pete's son Yusuf was there, and there was like 6 comics there, so like the guys would have been pretty fucked if they would have.
But are we allowed to like kick them out? Like who's
I think they wanted to fight. Like they wanted to fight.
They definitely did.
And I would have. I mean, at that point, I'm smashing bottles on people's heads because I can't fight. So
have you ever done that in a fight?
Huh?
Have you ever done that? In a
I've
fight?
never had to, but I would.
It's actually really hard.
It became like to protect the fucking. It became to like protect the fucking club. Like
hold the ship, you know.
Like I don't want the headliner on stage to get like fucking charged. You know?
That's just one thing I just don't understand. Where people just think that's like, okay, let me be a dick.
Well, what I don't understand is the show was sold out.
Yeah.
So it's like you paid.
You bought tickets.
They didn't pay for the room, so you paid. I think it was $26 for the late show. You paid $26
a person
and didn't research what kind of comedian you were going to see. Like I don't understand.
Their biggest complaint was like, well, he doesn't talk to the crowd.
Right. That was
okay.
it.
So you
want
want
so you didn't know who you were going to see. Like,
but they shouldn't be talking to the crowd. They just see shit on like Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and fucking like, it's all crowd work.
But we're making this too much about comedy. Nobody cares about that. Let's
let's get back
to we're gonna get back to this game here. But before we do that, my favorite cigarettes of all time that I would buy every payday when I was in high school.
Cloves?
No, they used to make these Camels in a tin, and they were like $5 when cigarettes were like $4, so it was like an extra $1. But they had like special flavors. Like they had like Snake Eyes was like the bourbon flavor. What? I think they had a Scotch flavor. They had
really good.
Mandarin Mint was one of them.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I used to buy those all the time. They were my favorite cigarettes.
They still sell.
I had one of the tins. My aunt bought those.
Yeah.
And I thought the tin was really cool, and she gave it to me. And I would like hide stuff in it when I was a kid, and I used to hide I had it for a long time. That's when I hid my weed in. They were kind of bent and like silver.
Yeah, I love the creme de menthe. Mm-hmm. It was like a chocolate mint, but you couldn't smoke more than a couple of them because it was. I was so dumb. I was trying to be all fancy. I would keep the Camels in a tin in my glove compartment, and when somebody got in my car, I would offer them a cigarette out of the bag.
Look at me, like,
do you want a fancy cigarette?
The coolest Uber driver ever.
Did you ever get caught smoking? Did you get in trouble?
Weed, yes, not cigarettes.
What about cigarettes? What did your parents say when you?
No, my mom. I mean, I don't really remember, I guess, but she did catch me eventually, and she hated it, like for sure.
So you never got caught when you were like 12 or something?
No.
Well, you said you started smoking when you were 16?
Yeah.
When did you start smoking?
I think I was 19.
Fuck. I didn't start smoking hardcore, but like, me and my friend would like steal his uncle's cigarettes. They were Dean's mini cigars, and we were like 12. And we went to like a pub and smoked them. And I think I got caught when I was like 13. I was smoking a Black and Mild in my basement, and we were dumb, and the heat kicked on. We didn't want to smoke it outside because it was too cold. And
that's a terrible idea.
So we smoked in my basement, and the heat kicked on, and it sucked up a bunch of smoke. And it went to my mom's like room. She thought the house was on fire because it just started filling up with smoke. And she came downstairs and caught us with like a fucking Mild.
What'd she do?
She didn't. I don't know. Not. She just give me it and go to fucking sleep. I didn't get in trouble. I was like 14.
Oh, okay.
And my friend was like freaking out. He's like, "You're not gonna tell my mom, are you?" And she's like, "No. Just shut the fuck up and go to sleep."
I remember this one time. I had told my mom I had quit smoking, and me and my friend Donnie were upstairs in my bedroom, and we smoked a blunt in my bedroom, and my parents weren't home, and we were about to leave, and we were coming down the stairs, and we were walking towards the back door of my house, and I saw my parents getting out of their car in the garage, and I was so high, and I was like, I do not want to talk to my mom this high, and so I was like frozen, like I didn't know what to do. And they come in the door, and when Donnie heard the back door open, he ran out the front door, basically. And so he just left me like sitting there in the dining room.
Did you get caught?
And so I go into the kitchen and I'm like, I can talk to my mom and dad when I'm high, And I start talking to him, and I just noticed my mom is like staring at my ear the whole time I'm talking to her, and I'm like, what the fuck is she staring at my ear for? Like thinking in my head, and then I was like, oh fuck, and I felt up my ear. I had a cigarette in my ear.
Yeah.
And she was like, I thought you quit. And I was like, this is Donnie's. We're gonna head out now. And I just walked out the front door.
Solid.
I was like 19 probably.
Oh, okay.
But it was just one of those things where I told my mom I quit smoking when I really didn't.
She was like disappointed.
Yeah. But it was just funny to me that she was that pissed about the cigarette in my ear and not like how incredibly high I was. Like,
how it smell like weed?
No, because I used to use one of those. I don't know what I forget what people call them, but what do you call them?
Sploof.
Okay, I always call them Dr. Smokes. That's what we call them in Texas.
Stupid name.
Yeah, but it's like for those who don't know,
he doesn't even have a PhD.
It's either a paper towel roll or a toilet paper roll with a sheet of bounce on the end of it. I would recommend a paper towel roll because the toilet paper roll is too short and you get the taste of the bounce back in your mouth.
Paper towel is nice, and if you use one last roll and then a band around the end of it, you can actually like cap it off. It works great.
Yeah, if you were,
I would do that, and then
if you're living with your parents,
we would still stuff the inside with
but if
dryer sheets.
If the end's capped, you can stuff it with like as many dryer sheets as you want. It makes it way better that way.
Yeah, that's what we did because it's just super extra filtered then.
Yeah.
And then the dryer sheets get all brown, and it makes you wonder like what that shit does to your lungs and stuff. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. So I don't think we're gonna play this game, but I want to talk about the directions at least.
It's too complicated.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So we found out we figured out that the Camel wasn't didn't want to spend very much money on this game because the instructions are just on one sheet of computer paper.
That's printed on. That goes onto the back too.
There's more directions.
It came out in 1992, so I'm just thinking they just didn't know how to use the printer yet.
Damn, dude, that's when they were like. I wonder if I think 92 was around the time that they had to stop advertising on TV. I don't know what time period that was.
They couldn't use characters anymore.
I was born in 95 and I don't remember.
Yeah, I never remember
they were Marlboro Man. I remember Marlboro Man commercials from when I was a kid.
The Flintstones was actually created because they were originally an ad for cigarettes.
For Winston's?
I don't remember what they
were. It was Winston's. Was it before? I thought they were just a popular cartoon, and then they were like, let's get that smoking money.
It was the reverse. They became a show because of the cigarette ads.
Oh, that's funny.
We're nuts, right?
Yeah, I don't know what year they had to stop advertising on TV. They were still in magazines.
Yeah, because I remember I had a Playboy when I was a kid, and there was smoking.
Yeah, they were all over magazines.
Yeah,
I remember
when did they have to stop using characters like Joe Campbell?
Yeah, that was in the 90s, I think.
Probably after 92, because he's on all of them.
Oh no, you know what? I must have just seen old videos of smoking commercials because smoking commercials stopped in 1971. Yeah, but I remember the Marlboro Man videos of them, so it must have been old videos that they showed at some, or maybe I watched them on YouTube at some point.
He's just or something. In your head. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think
I remember the magazine advertisement.
I think that's what you're thinking.
Sure, maybe.
And what happened in 92.
I remember the cool advertisements too. The cool advertisements were always pretty cool.
Do they still make cools?
I think so. Newport always had advertisements in magazines.
I never liked menthol.
Mainly the Source.
At first, that was the first cigarette I smoked was a Newport, and I gotta say it tastes like weed.
How old were you when the first thing you smoked?
I think 16.
16.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. How old were you when you started smoking weed?
Oh man, it was about the same time.
16. How old were you, John?
16.
I might have actually.
Fuck, am I the fuck up in the group, dude? Yeah. I was 14.
Jimmy, that's 12. Been clear to everyone.
Not that big of a difference.
Every time I tell people that, it feels super young.
It's not that different. Like,
I was
don't know.
smoking with cigarettes. It was my goddamn friend Tyler. He was a bad influence.
I think between like 14 and 18, you kind of experience like a variety of shit and like whatever order in that range.
I was doing like
is whatever.
Molly at 17.
That's okay. Yeah, no, you were a fuck up chick.
And then I tripped at 17 too for the first time.
That's
So-
extreme. Okay, 17 is pretty. It's a lot. LSD or mushrooms?
Mushrooms.
Oh,
Eighth of
okay, that's not
mushrooms.
so bad.
Eighth of
Oh,
mushrooms.
okay.
I think
So
LSD
this says 1989. They might still advertise in magazines.
I just don't think they can use like cartoons that like would be appealing to kids.
Yeah.
I have to say the directions in this are atrocious.
Because doesn't this guy make you want to smoke?
Well,
Yeah,
dude, that's
Google Plays
why.
have a really
So
good
that's
time.
why I remember when they
Yeah,
banned.
if, like you guys can see.
I remember when they banned the Camels in a tin. That was because they said that they were trying to promote the kids because they were like
Because one of the tin.
well that and they were like fruit flavored.
Yeah.
I think we've
So-
established that.
I mean, I wanted it. It worked. They looked cool. 'Cause
Yeah,
they were like
cool as fuck.
bright colors.
Yeah,
I wanted the fucking
dude,
tin. It worked.
you can
And I
still
was like-
buy them.
I was literally like 10 maybe.
Yeah, you can still buy them on like eBay
Mhm.
and shit. Like I've seen them on eBay and shit. Yeah, like the bourbon ones. I can't remember if they were snake.
What did
No,
they
the
taste
bourbon
like?
ones were back alley blend, is what they were called.
What did they taste like?
They taste like bourbon.
Was it good?
And
You're like 16. What do you
I
really
see.
know?
Yeah, nobody likes
never
bourbon.
liked bourbon or whiskey,
I like bourbon.
but I liked the bourbon flavored cigarettes. I thought they were really good.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but
That's
I
kind
thought
of
they
why
were
it bugs
really
me out.
good.
Like I'm like, damn, like I wish we had these. We could like try them right now.
Yeah, I can't remember when they got rid of them, but I remember when I lived in Pittsburgh when I was 18, I was still smoking those quite a bit because that's when the back alley blend one. That's when the back alley blend ones came out. Yeah, and then Snake Eyes I think was the gin flavored, which were kind of
Do you guys want to see a magic trick?
not as good.
Yeah, let's
sure.
see it.
Alright, I'm going to tell you every card in the deck. I'm not
Okay.
going to look at it. Alright?
There's 8 of everything.
So this is a blue M.
We're gonna play 52 pickup.
The blue M,
No,
right?
we're not.
It's blue M.
Yeah, it's blue N.
Alright, the next card is going to be a red E.
Okay. Did you memorize the order of the cards while
No,
we
dude,
were
it's just my
talking?
psychic powers, dude. It's a red E, right?
No, it's the back.
It's the back of a card.
Oh, fuck.
It's the worst magic trick I've ever seen in my
Jimmy's
life.
no longer
dude.
a psychic.
It's a red E, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, the next card is going to be a red E.
He's keeping cards behind his back.
No, it's not,
Yeah.
dude.
He's
It's
gonna show
psychic.
things around.
That camera over there might be able to see what you're doing.
So I'm a fucking psychic, dude.
Yeah.
Next card, red E. Red
Yeah,
E,
it's a
right?
red
No,
E.
it's a blue turtle.
It's a
It
red
works.
E.
It works better with an actual deck of cards. The next
Yeah.
card, I believe, is another red E.
He just keeps.
I think you're just showing the same one over and over.
No, I'm not. Dude, this works better.
This
with, like,
isn't
a real-
impressive. You were like, this is a blue N, and then you switch
Well,
to
alright.
the next card, and then you're like, this is a red E, and then the rest of them you're just like, this is also a red E,
Well, okay, I didn't
This is-
shuffle the deck.
also a red E.
The next one's a red E.
Yeah, dude.
Well, okay,
This
okay.
is not-
the card after this
this is
is
not
a green.
convincing.
It's a green L.
I guarantee it won't be.
It's a
It's gonna
green-
be a red E.
it's-
They all
a
go with
green L.
similar camel.
It's a fucking green L, dude.
Okay,
green-
yeah,
green L.
that's what it is.
I think this card trick has been a big L.
This card trick is. It would work better if it was a fucking regular deck of cards.
Yeah, but we know all you're doing is keeping them in order of how camel is spelled.
No, that's not how you do it.
You said M-E-L. That's exactly how you did it.
Well, I didn't shuffle. That's just how the cards came.
Oh, okay.
How you really do it? If I was to shuffle.
This isn't real. This is like as real as the Ouija board.
No.
No, this is way more.
Well, yeah, no. This is like on the same level of an Ouija board. It's like a magic trick for 8-year-olds that my grandpa
Yeah.
showed me. You look at the bottom of the deck, so you see it's a purple ink, and then you flip.
Is that the camel?
Yeah, that's so cool.
That's
Hell
actually
yeah.
Yeah, it makes you want to smoke. And then
Yeah,
you
it does.
flip a card
It makes me want to cigarette
like
right now.
this behind you. And
Yeah.
you go, okay, so this is a purple A,
Dude,
and then
camel's
you
so cool.
put the card that you saw
upside down.
on the deck behind your back, and then you flip another card. So this is a fucking
That's Joe Cool again.
M.
Blue
I forgot
A.
to look at it, and then now it's a purple A again.
Hell yeah.
And
He
then-
learned these while smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, dude, you can learn magic while
See what
smoking
happens,
cigarettes.
kids. See what
And then
happens.
it's purple A, and it's a blue M. It works better with a real deck of cards than with variety, but that's how you do it. You have to keep a card like this.
It's just weird. It's just weird. Like cigarettes, like controlled my life for so long. Like it's like I always had to make sure.
I was never that addicted.
See, I always had to make sure that I had cigarettes on me.
Dude, the only time I felt addicted was when I was working a really stressful job. I was underqualified for. I was working at a software company, and I was tech support for like this system. They'd be like, "Yeah, my fucking system's broken," and I have to go in the code and be like, "Yeah, this is the fucking problem. Let me fix it." I didn't know how to do shit, and I would just not be at my computer, and I'd smoke like a pack a day. I was stressed out, like I'm gonna get fired. Like, the fuck am I doing? Like, I need a new job. That was the only time I felt addicted to cigarettes.
Yeah, if I don't know, like if I didn't have a pack, I'd like kind of dude, I got to the point where I was like making recently, like before this last time that I quit, I was trying to quit, and I kept telling myself that I couldn't possibly quit if I had coupons for American Spirits. You know, like that would be wasting money. If I
this
didn't,
year.
Yeah, like if I didn't use the coupons, that would be wasting money.
Why can't you just waste this coupon?
But I got $2 off a $12 pack. That's only $10 I'm spending.
But the reason why it was bullshit is because they only send you like one coupon a month, and
you smoke like 2 packs a week.
No, and I used all of my email addresses, like even like the brown petri dish one, the pharmacy one, like all my email addresses that I control. I made an account on American Spirits so that I would get like 8 coupons a month. And that was what kept me smoking the past year. That's what I was telling myself in my head.
Your obsessive
like I was saving money.
Disorder was making you.
Yeah, not thinking like, oh, if I just cut spending like $12
I'm still spending $6 on a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah,
I'm getting $3 off, and I'm like, this is worth it. This is what I'm.
It's like, oh, if I just quit, I can save $9.
Yeah,
and a lot of time.
Yeah, and I don't know. I would always like tell myself like I'm gonna buy this pack and I'm not gonna smoke at work anymore, and then it would last like a day, and then I would start smoking at work again, and then I would be like, I'm gonna buy this pack, but I'm only gonna smoke like 2 a day, and then every night I would come home and I'd drink a cup of coffee and I'd smoke like 3 cigarettes. Like it just doesn't like. That's why I just can't have them. Yeah. Like I could smoke a cigarette every now and then and be fine, but if I have a pack, I will smoke them.
That's how I am. It's like, I think I bummed one because I was just like nervous before I went on stage. I was like, I just want to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
And that was the first cigarette I smoked in probably, I don't even know the amount of time. I just quit. I was just like, alright, I quit. I watched this video. It's like when you quit something, you don't keep track of like how many days you quit, because that just means you're gonna do it again because you're thinking about it. Just go, I quit, and I'm not gonna count the days. It's just like I'll never do it again.
It just is.
So why do I need to count the days?
I mean, different things work for different people. I think
that's true too. When you're quit, everybody's wired different. But that worked for me. I was just like, all right, I quit. I'm not gonna, and then. I just didn't do it again. I was like, I haven't smoked it's been months, maybe close to a year. I do not remember last time I bought a pack of cigarettes.
Because I use that smoke-free app, so it like tells you how long it's been since you quit.
Yeah, but now you're just thinking about smoking.
For me. No, it's not. I don't even look at it anymore. It's with that, like, I don't know, when I quit, I would always go to vaping.
Mm-hmm. That just makes you want to smoke more.
Right, and that's why like I'm doing these nicotine pouches now, and it doesn't like, it's not the same thing. It doesn't make me want to smoke doing a nicotine patch. It just kind of calms me down a little bit.
So you just need the oral fixation.
Well,
Brandon can help you with that.
It's not just that.
Zinged him.
It's not just that.
He got him.
I read an article about how nicotine, if you can use a non-harmful like administer of nicotine, that's actually like beneficial to your brain. Like it like actually like helps your brain. Mm-hmm. It's just the fact that like there's so like we don't even know if these are cancerous or not yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's just
probably, dude.
No.
You don't seem like a smoker. I don't know.
I was for a while, but
You seem like you don't drink coffee either.
no, I drink a lot of
You don't
coffee.
drink coffee?
Yeah, I'm a huge coffee guy. When I was like, one of my first jobs was at a coffee manufacturer, and like every morning they would just let you go to whatever like country's bin of beans that you want. You could fresh grind them and like make the first pot of coffee, and so I got real addicted to coffee, more so than cigarettes.
That's cool as fuck.
It was it was
So they
cool.
just let you go, pick out like fucking
Whatever, yeah.
sweet like.
Guatemala, Mexico. I mean, you
Hell
saw
yeah.
some crazy spiders for sure. But
I-
like,
Really?
yeah, because like they would come in on like bags of
Yeah.
coffee beans.
I gotta say that it.
Did anybody get like bit by like a fucking crazy poisonous spider like
No,
digging their hand in there?
I got lucky. I saw some spiders. I never got bit by anything though.
That's cool.
That's one of the crazy things with me too is coffee. Is that kept me going for a while too, because I would be like, I had to have a cup of coffee before I went to bed every night.
It
Cigarettes and coffee though.
Yeah.
is
makes you
so
wanna
nice.
smoke.
So, well,
Drinking
so
coffee,
nice.
I want a
but my
cigarette.
thing was, is I'm gonna have a cup of coffee later, so I'm gonna need a cigarette.
Yeah.
And then, but I was also smoking the cigarettes. I was also drinking the coffee because I liked it with a cigarette. So it was kind of like feeding off of each other.
Yeah.
You know, like I have to do this every night.
They go
And-
together so well. you know?
Uppers and cigarettes. I'm telling you, in any fashion, be it caffeine.
Oh yeah,
or
I guess
cocaine.
Coke. Anytime I did Coke,
Any
I
type of
want
uppers that make you,
Well, it's
LSD.
fucked.
LSD is another one.
Dude, I can't fucking focus on anything when I'm out. I'd light a cigarette on LSD and it would just burn.
Really?
And it'd just be like holding it in my hand.
Oh man, I just
fuck.
fucking chain away.
It's fucked because with that shit, like, what was the first thing you said? Was the
Coffee thing?
yeah? So the coffee thing. Oh,
Coffee and cigarettes.
Oh, yeah,
Go ahead,
so-
man. I don't know what it is.
I don't understand how like people your age got to drinking coffee and cigarettes because
I told you how I did. It was
yeah. But most people like I don't get it because you couldn't smoke in restaurants back in the so like where
I might have been the tail end of that though. Like in
okay when I was 18
in '95, like I do remember.
I remember
cigarettes
it, but
in
I never
restaurants.
when I was
smoked in a restaurant.
when
I
I
never
was-
smoked inside.
when I was 18 you could still smoke in restaurants and they had Eaton Park up at Chapel Hill. They had a really good filtration system, so it like wasn't that bad in the smoking section.
Is that
So-
where all the cool kids hang out?
We used to go to Eaton Park almost when I was 18. We used to go to Eaton Park almost every night and just drink coffee and smoke cigarettes.
Like the goth
goth
kids.
kids.
and
You guys were the
stuff.
goth kids
You guys
and
were the
stuff.
goth kids.
We weren't goth kids though, but we did smoke cigarettes.
Like they're not buying anything. You're just
Yeah.
smoking cigarettes and go. Well, no, like my generation in high school, it was like when indie was really popular. Like
Yeah.
vinyl got really popular again. Like everybody was trying to be like a hipster, so you all hung out at like.
Lakewood though. Like
Yeah, everybody hung out at like cafes and you drink coffee, and then you go outside and smoke, and you just
Yeah.
be hanging out, loitering on the fucking in front of the cafe, like smoking cigarettes, and then you talk to a weird older guy. He'd be hitting on your friends who were like 16, and he'd be like 23, be like, "You want to check out my band?" And they were like, "Yeah," and then they fucking.
it's like no, my band never took off.
Yeah, there's some creeps there, and then then you meet them like, yeah, I got weed, and then like that's how you found your drug dealers, like some older guy you met at a coffee shop.
Yeah, the place where the goths went around here to drink coffee and smoke cigarettes was called Luna's, and it was over on Graham Road in Stowe.
Did you beat them up in high school?
No.
It was, if you could smoke in like restaurants, it's still cool to like beat up kids in high school.
That's how that works.
I mean, kids got
Yeah,
fights.
it was a different time.
Kids got in fights every day.
we actually had a courtyard at my high school where, like, back in the day.
Wait, do kids not fight in high school anymore?
Dude,
Yeah,
now
there's
you get in so much trouble now,
It's
dude.
a way bigger deal, and like there was
Like assault charges get pressed, you get expelled like immediately.
There was
not
like
so much like people still fought when I was.
That's such a shame, dude.
Yeah, right.
Because it was such a good part of high school, you
So
know?
fucking
There were
funny,
still
dude.
fights, but like
A lot more girls fought in my high school than like dudes.
Because it was never me. So I was always just a spectator, you
Yeah,
know? And it was
right.
great.
It's like live MMA.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was actually a courtyard at my high school where back in the day, like seniors could smoke cigarettes and teachers too. You could go to the courtyard. Of the
Yeah, I
high
had
school,
that,
Like
too.
they cut that off like pretty late to the game, actually.
That's insane.
Right?
Because Cuyahoga Falls had that and like, stop. We're not picking those up everywhere, dude. Cuyahoga Falls had that in like the 80s, but they didn't have it when I was in high school.
Yeah,
we had a lot of shit. If you
Lakewood had that in the 80s. Like, there was a lunchroom and you could just smoke inside.
That's fucking nuts.
It was the scene. It was like this.
Can you imagine back when you could smoke on airplanes?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be
Jesus
awful.
Christ, dude.
Or movie theaters.
Yeah.
Remember, like that was the thing before cell phones. It was like, oh, this guy's smoking.
Yeah, but movie theaters at least have like a huge ceiling. Like,
yeah, it's not as big of a deal.
Airplane, you're just in a fucking tube
of recycled air. Like it's going into the filtration system.
How bad would that
back
be?
when that was allowed, like they were entirely made of carpet. So
but
like,
you know what? Yeah, but
imagine
everybody was so
broke
used
out.
to the smell because everybody smoked.
Yeah.
You know?
My dad smoked in the house.
Yeah. Oh, my dad did. My dad used to, and then he stopped.
My grandmother used to work at a bar called the Highball Inn on Denison, and like that was basically
She used to give
babysitting. It was
jobs.
like dudes would like give me change as a little kid hanging out at the smokers bar, and then I'd go play a bowling machine that was
And then they'd go like
stained yellow.
they'd go have sex, and then they'd have sex with your grandma.
I mean,
the
good
bar.
for her. I hope so. I hope she had a good time at the Highball. I had a great time.
I'm sure she had a great time, dude.
And they would give me like the Slim Jims and stuff that were like hanging up behind the bar. They're probably like decades old.
And they'd give.
I think I met your
Slim
grandma.
At
the Highball Inn
in Denison, and
Oh no.
not Denison, Texas.
I was
Denison.
seeing one of your grandmas came to one of the shows at Grindstone once, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought maybe they did.
Are your grandmas still alive?
I have a great grandmother that's still alive, but no less than great grandmother's still alive.
Maybe it was the great
I
grandmother.
have a step grandmother that's still alive.
Maybe it was the step grandmother. Because I remember seeing a grandmother and thinking like she could get it.
Yeah,
You know?
that's definitely not my grandmother's.
Yeah.
I don't think.
No, I'm just fucking
I was
around.
gonna say,
John likes them older, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I hope so. I would hook
Uh,
you up, honestly. I would love to have you as a grandfather.
no, but smoking on a plane would be crazy. And when I was a kid, they still had. You weren't allowed to smoke in the grocery stores, but the grocery carts still had ashtrays on them.
What
I
kind
remember
of
that.
psychopath is walking around a fucking
People used to smoke in the
grocery stores
dude.
just with their kid in the cart, like the front seat of the cart, fucking ashing
Honestly,
in
yeah,
the
like,
fucking ashtray.
Dude, they
smoking its
legit
face.
had every grocery cart had a fucking ashtray in it.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Dude, or
When I was a kid, they had them in them, dude.
I always like seeing
Like,
them
you weren't allowed to smoke, but they were still there. They didn't get new grocery carts.
You're
yet.
talking like Walmart or like
All of them.
Oh my
Just
god!
everywhere.
Yeah, people smoked in grocery stores.
I like
It's
seeing
like
the
a
old
regular thing.
McDonald's ashtrays.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Those are
Yeah.
cool.
That, I don't know why I keep like.
You can still smoke in bars in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it not illegal?
No, it's if you're. I think it's if your restaurant is 40% food or higher, you can't
Yes.
have smoking. But like that bar that I went and did with Tim Wolf and Jason Malterno, it looked like a bar. It looked like the bar at a Roadhouse or something, like just on the side of the road. It's fucking awesome. But it was just like this cloud of cigarettes the whole time, like the whole show.
Did you smoke a cigarette just to?
I went to a strip club in
Yeah.
Ashtabula, and they let us smoke inside.
Yeah, when I was strip club age, it was smoking was allowed inside.
But this was like 2018.
Oh yeah, no, this
Like,
was yeah.
This was very
Well, that's
recent.
Ashtabula, dude.
Yeah.
They probably labeled it a smoking club.
I just don't think they gave a fuck about the law. I think they were
Yeah.
just like, no goddamn government is going to tell me what I can and
They're like,
can't
this is
have.
goddamn
It's-
Ashtabula.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
We are rebels.
Yeah. We gotta wrap up. Last thoughts on smoking. God damn it, Jimmy.
I didn't get in on anything.
Alright. On the carpet.
On the Ouija
The
board.
okay, cool.
Well, the spirits are
Alright,
gonna
we're
be
not gonna
pissed.
use that again. So real quick, Jimmy, last thoughts on smoking?
Smoke, kids. It makes you look super fucking cool. Chicks dig it. I think everybody should smoke. Like, go out young, dude. Just with like a tube in your neck.
Hell yeah. Brandon?
Smoke, kids.
Just don't buy your own. Just bum them. Be that piece of shit at a bar.
Feel that.
People are gonna love you. If you're cool enough, they'll just give you cigarettes. Now, if you're not cool enough, I guess you're not smoking.
Yeah. I feel that. That's good advice. My advice would
Oh,
be...
my advice was bad.
No, both of them were good.
Yeah, for sure.
My advice would be that I'm sick of these high school kids nowadays starting vaping. don't start
You look
vaping.
so much cooler smoking.
Vaping is a quitting option.
And John's
You
never
have
going
to
to be able to
start-
sell cigarettes to kids that vape.
Right. You have to start smoking first, is all I'm saying.
Yes.
Be cool. Start smoking cigarettes when you're in high school. Do not vape.
You look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, you shouldn't be allowed to vape if you haven't smoked cigarettes for 5 years or more, at least. That should be a rule.
Remember when we thought vaping was better for you?
Yeah, I'm sure
That
it's
was
still...
propaganda from the tobacco company.
I mean, it might be, though. Like, it might still be better for you.
Dude, I don't know. You're still inhaling chemicals.
Yeah, but you're not inhaling tar.
Yeah, it's definitely equal.
Nobody thought
Yeah.
cigarettes were good for you. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
doctors a long time ago, but like nobody recently thought cigarettes were good for you. So I'm sure vaping's pretty bad in roughly the same ways. I don't think either are great for you.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get in trouble for this or not, but I think the general rule of the podcast today for us is to start smoking
Start smoking young.
when you're like 15.
And also note that we're comedians,
12
not
if you're
doctors. You know, if you listen to our advice,
Please
maybe
smoke.
you should get checked out. I don't know.
Yeah, don't be a poser and buy vinyl unless you're going to start smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
Too. If you're going to do old school shit, do all the old school shit.
And if you're going to
you know?
take a photo with a lit cigarette, at least finish it. Don't be wasteful.
Yeah,